The Galactic Council chambers fell silent as Ambassador Ketheral's forearms gestured toward the holographic display. The void hung there like a wound in space, a region where dark matter storms raged, where quantum fluctuations could tear apart molecular bonds, where even light seemed to die a slow, agonizing death. This sector has been designated as uninhabitable for 3,000 cycles, Ketheral announced, his crystalline voice carrying across the assembly. The Zephyrians lost an entire colony ship there. The Morvac Empire's best terraforming vessels couldn't last 48 hours. Even our most advanced AI drones ceased functioning within days. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the diverse crowd of alien representatives. The Void of Kethera, as it had come to be known, was legendary among spacefaring species, a graveyard of ambitions, a testament to the universe's cruelest impossibilities. Dr. Sarah Chen, the sole human representative, sat quietly in her modest chair, seemingly dwarfed by the towering figures around her. Her species had only recently achieved faster-than-light travel, barely earning their seat at this council. Most delegates barely acknowledged her presence. "The motion before us is simple," continued Ketheral. "We officially declare this region a hazard zone, forbidden to all intelligent life. The resources required for any attempt at colonization far exceed—" "Excuse me," Sarah's voice cut through the chamber, small but clear. "Before we make this declaration permanent, I'd like to propose an alternative." The chamber erupted in what could charitably be called polite scoffing. Delegate Vorthak, resembling a massive crab made of liquid mercury, rippled with what his species displayed as amusement. "The human speaks? How quaint. Child species, you understand neither the mathematics nor the physics involved. Your people have barely left their home system." Sarah stood, her slight frame somehow commanding attention. "You're absolutely right. We're newcomers here, but sometimes fresh eyes see possibilities that experience has learned to dismiss." She activated her personal display, showing detailed scans and projections. "You've all approached the void as something to overcome, to impose your will upon it, to force it to conform to your needs. But what if we worked with it instead?" The hologram shifted, showing a complex network of structures that seemed to dance with the chaotic energy patterns of the void. "Dark matter storms? We can harness them for power. Quantum fluctuations? They can be channeled into manufacturing processes impossible in stable space. The radiation that destroys conventional electronics? We've developed bioneural networks that actually thrive on it." Kethral's four eyes narrowed. "Impossible. Our greatest scientific minds have studied this region for millennia. The energy requirements alone would bankrupt a dozen star systems." "That's where you're thinking like every other species," Sarah replied with a slight smile. "You're trying to build a fortress to hold back the storm. We're proposing to build a ship that rides it." The display zoomed in on detailed schematics. "Humans have a saying, if you can't beat them, join them. We call our design the Symbiosis Station, not a traditional habitat, but a living system that grows stronger from the very forces that have destroyed everything else you've sent here." Delegate Morvex, a being of pure energy contained within a crystalline matrix, pulsed skeptically. Even if such a design were theoretically possible, the construction challenges would be insurmountable. How would you even begin to build in such an environment? Sarah's grin widened. "Who says we'd build it there?" The chamber fell silent as she continued. "We construct the core components in stable space, then deploy them using something our ancestors mastered long before we reached the stars: controlled flight in chaotic conditions. Every human child learns to ride a bicycle in wind, to sail in storms, to adapt and maintain balance in unstable environments. It's not just technology for us, it's instinct." For the next hour, Sarah walked the council through her species proposal. Adaptive architecture that would shift and flow with the void's energies. Harvesting systems that would turn the region's deadliest characteristics into resources. Most remarkably, a habitat that would actually become more stable and habitable, the deeper it ventured into the chaos. When she finished, the chamber remained quiet for long moments. Finally, Ketheral spoke, his voice thoughtful rather than dismissive. "The human design is unconventional, but the mathematics appear sound if highly unorthodox. However, the risks are acceptable to us," Sarah interrupted gently. "We understand that if we fail, it confirms what you've always believed about the void. But if we succeed?" She paused, letting the implications settle over the assembly. If we succeed, you'll have access to the richest dark matter fields in this sector, quantum manufacturing capabilities beyond anything currently possible, and proof that there are no truly uninhabitable regions, only challenges requiring different approaches. The vote was closer than anyone expected. When the final tally appeared, authorizing humanity's attempt to colonize the void of Cathera, Sarah felt a familiar sensation. The same mixture of terror and exhilaration her ancestors must have felt standing at the edge of an ocean, preparing to build their first boat. 6 months later, the first reports arrived from Harmony Station as the humans had named their impossible home. Not only had they survived in the void, but they were thriving. The station's bioneural networks had evolved beyond their original specifications. The harvesting systems were producing exotic matter at unprecedented rates, and most remarkably, the colonists reported that the chaotic energies had unexpected effects on human consciousness, enhancing creativity, problem-solving abilities, and even longevity. As news spread throughout the galaxy, species that had given up on their most challenging frontier worlds began sending delegations to study human techniques. The void that had once represented the universe's ultimate rejection of intelligent life had become the sector's most prosperous and innovative colony. In her final report to Earth, Colony Administrator Sarah Chen wrote, "They were right. No species like them could have survived here. But they forgot that humans have never been like any other species. We don't conquer the impossible. We make friends with it." The void had found its children at last,